remember that he was playing soccer.
Right, he was stripping JoJo, the little...
and look, if he was coached wrong, he was coached wrong, but, great players overcome that, and he never did. So... was there any other questions in the room?
Let me see. Any other questions in the room? And then, actually, MMA-wise, I want to throw this out here a little bit just because I don't know if you guys saw that Chael Sonnen's getting indicted.
Yeah. For what? For what?
He was, I think, scamming people. I forgot what the actual charge is.
Like memorabilia?
No. It was like real estate scam.
Yeah, like Lenny Dykstra.
Well, by the way, and Lenny Dykstra just got in trouble for bouncing checks to escorts.
He's broke.
Yeah. When you're writing a check to an escort, it really tells you where you're at.
That's what got.
Is that what brought Capone down? Writing checks to escorts?
Jerry Springer, though, used to be the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what took him down.
He wrote a personal check to an escort.
Yes.
And he bounced back.
He did. He makes more money than he ever made as a public
Learn from
servant.
Tiger. Cash only.
He does a touring America's Got Talent, by the way. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Does he?
That's Jerry Springer makes a boatload of money.
Yeah.
So if we got no more questions,
I actually, real quick, before we end out, college basketball, big game for your Michigan boys this weekend. Michigan, regular Michigan. I know you're a Michigan State guy, but Michigan basketball right now, as you said, is starting to overtake Michigan State a little bit.
Yeah.
Michigan versus Kansas should be a pretty good game. It's in Michigan. Just want to throw that out there. It's a good game.
I'm not convinced they're overtaking.
Is that on
Saturday? That's on Saturday.
Overtaking is a bit of an overstatement considering they haven't been relevant
Sunday,
at all.
Right.
And Michigan State's doing their traditional playing tough competition, losing some games. Watch them go to the Elite Eight again.
Right. Michigan hasn't been relevant since the Fab Five.
Michigan really.
But they're getting
Steve
there
Fisher.
this year.
Look, Tommy Amaker was sort of like the question mark.
Yeah.
But the guy for the West Virginia or whatever,
Bob Huggins.
Beeline.
Or John Beeline.
They're all right. Now the question again is just recruiting in state where you have a huge wealth of basketball talent.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Izzo to me is at a Krzyzewski level where even when he has a down year now,
It's still okay.
National
He has a down
recruits
year, he
come
makes
to
the
play.
Sweet 16.
It's unbelievable. He's made more Elite Eight runs with teams that have no business being there.
I find it interesting with Izzo this year is that last year, this past offseason, he had so many opportunities. He could have gone to the Cavs. He could have gone elsewhere. He decided to stay. They're underperforming now. Does that have something to do with it? I don't know. We'll see.
I think what Jeff makes a good point. This is sort of how they get off the gate every year. They get off the gate. They're playing
we do this all the time.
Competition.
We play the toughest schedules ever.
They win with some, they lose some. They get in the Big Ten and start to catch a momentum wave. They start beating up on Indiana, start beating up on Northwestern.
I can't argue with Izzo at this point in terms of how he does it. Hurricane Helms brought up. Anyone want to talk about? Strike Force is doing a heavyweight tournament,
which I think is a great idea for them to get sort of
kind of a throwback, kind of a pride.
And they've got some heavyweight guys that are interesting guys. But nobody really comes to mind that I want to see matched up. But in a tournament, I'm tuning in for that, and I think that's fun.
Totally.
I actually don't disagree with you. Tournament. It seems to me a tournament's a fresh thing now. When it was the original UFC concept, obviously were one-night tournaments, and then Pride had their multi-month tournament drawouts. I think it's kind of cool.
I think it's great. And look, if they're smart, CBS will put it on. Put it on late night on Saturday night.
Certainly Showtime in the worst case.
And I think, and build up to the CBS finale. I mean, they haven't utilized that CBS connection nearly enough for Strikeforce because you automatically get an audience. Automatically, more people are going to pay attention.
Well, that's a problem with the UFC, in my opinion, is that it's hard to catch new people if you have to pay $60 to watch
Huge issue.
You have to be a hardcore fan to pay that $60.
Well, but look, they've got the Ultimate Fighter. They've got free fights on Spike. They're doing it's out there.
Their biggest marquee events are
but by merging WEC into UFC now, finally, which I would argue should have happened from the jump.
Yeah, I agree.
Because what they've had is they had an issue where they had shows, and someone in the room just brought up that they're losing interest because there are too many UFC events. That is my big issue. There are too many events.
I agree.
And they're weak cards. Now by rolling...
And they're expensive.
Right. And now by rolling WEC in, you can now balance those cards with lighter guys who are good
Uriah Favors.
The last WEC show they ever had was a great show.
Yeah.
And so I think that goes on. But I think your point about the pricing of this thing is a huge issue, and it's why
if you catch the Spike show and then you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'd like to see the next big UFC fight. $60,
and it used to be 5 years ago. If you paid $50 to get, you saw 5 good fights.
Yeah, well, you loaded cards.
You saw 5 things
exclusive, and you had a product that was above the rest.
I'm just saying, as a more casual UFC guy than you guys are, for me, I don't really want to pay $60 for a fight. Although I'd watch it if it was on.
Can I throw this into the room real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the changing face of how we consume our sports now.
Yeah.
I brought up the other day how I get the WWE Classics on demand. I pay $7 a month, and it has pay-per-views from this year.
From 2 months ago.
SummerSlam 2010 from August is in my rotation now, which would have cost me $55 in HD.
To watch live or whatever.
NFL Red Zone, I'm paying $5 a month compared to $250 for Sunday Ticket.
Yep.
Okay. At what point does this stuff start to catch up? Because, like in the case of the NFL, Sunday Ticket's what built DirecTV.
Oh, absolutely.
To a large level, right? It's why I had it for as long as I had it.
That's why I had it too.
And I gotta say, at $5 for Red Zone, I see more of each game in that version.
Can you get Red Zone on
AT&T Uverse, baby?
Yeah.
Part of the
Can you get it on Time
NFL
Warner?
channel. If you have NFL Network, you should be able to get it.
Okay.
You just have NFL Network.
They're not on Time Warner.
Yeah.
Time Warner's brutal.
No, I think
they are.
By the way, they're saying Red Zone's free in the UK. That's awesome.
I think to answer your question,
they're trying to build.
But that undercuts their international subscription
building
business
it.
there.
Yeah.
I think to answer your question, I think it's going to happen very quickly because this past year I know several people who got the Red Zone at a discount.
Right.
They got it at, and I'm not paying full price for it next year. If they don't give it to me
You for
less-
Sunday Ticket. You mean.
Sunday Ticket, excuse me, for less than $100.
Do you mind if I ask what you paid for Sunday Ticket?
$250.
You did. You paid the full boat.
Yeah. Well, I paid the full boat.
Did you get the online piece of it too?
Yeah,
That's
I
an
can watch
interesting
games.
Deal.
I can watch games.
Do I get
for-
on Red Zone as well?
Wherever.
See, what I did is I had a friend who got Sunday Ticket at their house and also paid the extra $40 or $50 for the online and gave me the password. And since he was usually at home watching, I could log on and watch all the games on the computer.
But here's the other thing. They desperately need to keep those numbers high, that of their subscription high, because they're up for renegotiation a couple years with the NFL. And in order to keep that exclusivity, they have to prove that they're getting a big number. So they're offering discounts, and I think they're going to even offer it to the point where they're not. They're going to offer it at almost at cost.
And might I add, in each of these cases that we're talking about, NFL, any of the sports packages, UFC, WWE, whatever, you can stream these things illegally so easily.
Yeah.
Just the TV.
All right, but that's the. Not just the. Go to their multiple sites, you'll get these.
Although
things.
Fox has been really successfully cracking down on that. It's hard to get things that are on Fox properties online now.
No, but streaming is
they're
different.
there, but
streaming is different than stuff that's up on YouTube because it's up current and then it's going.
But I have to say, the only reason I even still have subscription cable, which is not cheap, is for sports. Because for entertainment, ESPN. I have streaming Netflix, I have ESPN3, I have, you know what I mean, I have all that other stuff. But to that point, streaming a game on my computer, even if it's hooked up to my TV, looks like shit compared to an HD broadcast.
Right, but you know, okay,
that's only getting better.
Right.
Season to
As
season
we
after.
get to app-enabled TVs, that chances are what you're looking at here is an NFL channel or NFL Red Zone app that you're going to be able to get. That will be you're gonna get. The big story out of CES is that if you're a fucking cable set-top box provider, go kill yourself now.
Yeah.
Because it's over.
Yeah.
All right, and I
Get
just
into the
wonder,
TV business.
from like DirecTV, which had exclusivity, or the same way you would used to go get a soccer the Setenta Sports package. Now you can get Fox Soccer Net or whatever.
Yeah.
I think these are going to be just gigantic ramifications over the next year or two.
Yeah, and the nice part is it's going to turn into a more. The consumer is going to have a lot more power, a lot more leverage. Like I'm never paying what I paid for a Sunday Ticket, and I'll probably get it next year. I'm not going to pay for more than $100 for it.
I bet you they're going to have to cut the price just to compete.
They're going to have to, and they're like I said, they want to keep their numbers high, and they're already doing that. You have to ask, or you have to say you're not going to get it, but they're already doing that.
And are they charging you up to get HD now plus DVR for that?
No.
Because it used to be they charge you double for.
It used to be they charge you double for HD. That's gone. Like
they're all in HD.
They're all in HD, and they're all. I mean, you know, the other packages, the superfan package, and everything that doesn't exist anymore because they're having a tough enough time selling what they have.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. Why don't you tell people where they can find you online and tell them to look forward for you.
Yeah, you guys can always find me on Twitter at The Major Gray, and I'm also a part of the Sports City Chefs Network. You can find me there on sportscitychefs.com. On Blog Talk Radio, coming at you 7 days a week, as usual, usually 1 p.m. on weekdays. And I, of course, will always be here on Sports Bartender on Fridays at 3 o'clock.
Max, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Twitter, at Max Roman. That's it.
That's it?
There.
That's it?
Yeah.
Find you there and guess what I hear. Love it. Thank you, Jeff, for working the ones and twos. You can find us here every Friday at 3 o'clock. You can find us at 4 o'clock on Thursdays for the Geek Week Live show.
And Monday, don't forget, we're waiting on a time officially yet.
And Monday, we have a special surprise, so stay tuned. We're going to debut some technology.
Yes, we've been lucky enough.
We've been lucky enough to debut some stuff. It's going to be pretty fun. You can find me at Sports Bartender, at Rich Morensic, or you can find me at thesportsbartender.com. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great sporting weekend. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Willie Beeman has done it again.
Gotta get to work. That's right. You know? Come on. You know my name, come on. My name is Willie. Willie Beeman. I keep the ladies creaming. And all my fans got them screaming. You can defeat me, you're dreaming.
Wow, style, profile. Willie Beeman got the ladies in the stand smiling. Wow, getting down to the nitty gritty. Making them run out on the field and so they did eat. Shaking like Peyton and shot. Let a ball up like a clock. The stadium packed like Woodstock. Sending it downtown. Blast like a rocket, keeping the pocket touchdown. What's up now?
Who is that rocking the spot?
It's Willie Beeman.
Who is that keeping it hot?
I'm Willie Beeman.
Who is that bringing the pain?
It's Willie Beeman.
Got the ladies screaming my name.
I introduce the invisible juice. Snapping ankles, breaking tackles, knocking helmets loose. Come on. I will run this town, guaranteed first down.
My name is Willie. I keep the ladies. And all my back to pack. Well, now those and all the ladies. 'Cause all you got is great. My name is Willie.
Willie Beeman.
I keep the ladies
Creaming.
and all my fans
Got 'em screaming.
think you can defeat me.
You're dreaming.
My name is Willie. Gotta get to work. Gotta go to work.
Go.